If you want to know about inflation, if you want to know about recessions, stay tuned to this video. I think you'll be amazed, surprised. I don't know, but we're going to cover all of that. Hey, here's a big topic recently. Inflation, recession, big words, scary words. Everybody's talking about it. When is it going to happen? Well, inflation's been going on for a long time. We're all seeing it. But when is it going to come down? Well, there's a lot that goes into that. What about a recession? Are we currently in one? If we're not, when is it going to happen? How is it going to affect you? These are questions that people are asking me week after week as we talk to individuals around the country, primarily people that are retired or very close to it. But if you're retired or close to it, wouldn't you be concerned about inflation? Wouldn't you be concerned about inflation? You're about to make this transition into retirement. You set aside a certain amount of money for retirement, and you got to find a way to live off of it for the rest of your life. And next thing you find out, things are going to cost more. That's a problem, right? Did you budget for inflation? Probably not. So we need a plan for that. What about a recession? Did you budget for it? Depends. Recessions can be good if it's going to bring the cost of goods and services down, but what if it brings your portfolio down at the same time? Should you just be hanging in there? So these are very, very common questions that I'm addressing with people around the country week after week. And what I can say about it is, number one, inflation. Yeah, it's a problem. But we cannot sustain rates where they currently are and not have a really, really big problem in not just our economy, but the world economy. So governments around the world have a vested interest in bringing inflation rates down. That's why we see the Fed and their talk, and they've been raising rates. We think they're likely to continue to raise rates. They've come out and said, we want to see inflation down around 2%. It's nowhere near that right now. And there's an old saying, don't fight the Fed. They're telling us they're going to do it. And in order to do it, what I believe is they're going to have to drive the economy into recession. If we're not already in one, I think we are. The question becomes, how far is it going to go? And how bad is the recession going to be? And then how would it affect you in your portfolio and your investments? So that's really the key. If you're retired or very close to it, obviously these are going to be concerns. But how it affects you is the key. And how it affects you is going to be dependent on your understanding of your portfolio and how it works. One of the things that I would like to see people do is get an analysis of their current portfolio. The reason you want to see an analysis is you want to find out what percentage of your portfolio is stocks, what percentage of your portfolio is bonds, what percentage of your portfolio is alternatives. How would that portfolio have reacted historically to market crashes, inflation, recessions? What would it do over those periods of time? Because if you can actually start with an analysis of your current portfolio to see how it's likely to react, that's just a starting point to maybe tweaking that portfolio, finding some investments that are likely to either help you protect, but hopefully also grow your money, even in a high inflationary environment and even in a recession. So you got to look at that. So that's why we prefer what's called active management. And if you're not familiar with active management, just look it up. But I would recommend finding a fiduciary that practices active management and somebody who doesn't sell products. That's the big issue is too many times I've seen advisors hold themselves out as fiduciaries, and then the next thing you know, they're trying to sell products. I personally don't believe fiduciaries should sell products. I think fiduciaries should be helping individuals make informed decisions about their investments. And if that fiduciary can provide value, meaning show you how to get a higher average rate of return net of whatever fee that fiduciary is charging, then that's valuable. If they can't show you a higher average rate of return net of fees, why would you work with them? It doesn't make sense. But also, if you focus like we do on people that are retired or very close to it, most of those individuals are not only looking for high rates of return, maybe conservatively high rates of return, but they're also very cautious about the amount of risk they're taking to get those returns. So if you can find some balance, and if you can work with a fiduciary that's an active manager that can show you how to get a higher average rate of return net of fees, that can show you how to reduce the amount of risk or exposure that you have when it comes to stock market volatility or inflation or recessions and help you understand how to be successful in retirement. You don't have to understand all of it. I think a good financial advisor isn't going to have an expectation that you're going to understand 100% of what they're doing. Otherwise, why would you hire them if you could do it on your own, right? It's a sort of it's a very practical thing. But they need to be able to explain to you what your investments are, how they work, and how they're likely to provide value over time. And that's what working with a fiduciary should be all about. Thank you for watching. Go to guardingyournestegg.com for your free and objective personal financial plan.